We are live.
Great.
How is it going today? What's happening?
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Nathaniel Evans, Jeannie Muhammad. I'm the Data Podcast. Both of us are the hosts. We bring this to you every Sunday at 2 p.m. Today we have special guest, Tommy Dural. He's actually going to break it down. And Mr. Nathaniel Evans, leadership, also spiritual coaching as well. Because I do a lot of spirituality and also intertwine that with our leadership so we can actually have great platforms in our lives. And right here we have Jeannie Muhammad. She'll introduce herself.
I am Jeannie Muhammad, your global happiness expert. I hear a little feedback and okay.
Yeah, let me make sure. Let me see what's happening.
Okay, I just want to say my mantra for today is I am grateful. And
Mm,
if I started listing all the things that I am grateful for, we would never have an opportunity to hear from our special guest. So, with that, we will let Tommy introduce himself. Take it away, Tommy. Can you hear me, Tommy? Uh, oh, there you go. I think he's
Oh, I
having.
thought I had my microphone muted.
okay.
Can you can you
Yeah,
hear?
I hear.
Okay.
Y'all can hear me.
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right. So I thought I had my microphone muted, but it's unmuted, so I'm not sure what actually happened. But beautiful people, happy Sunday. I hope all is well with all of you. I am Tommy Dural. I focus on the mindset. I focus on health, and I focus on purpose. Um, Help entrepreneurs to work social media strategy. There's a lot of us that basically are doing the wrong thing from a day-to-day basis. And since we're doing the wrong thing, we put it in our minds like it's the right thing, just like whenever it comes to our lives. The way you were raised is not how life actually is. It's basically chosen before you get here. There's a path that paved you got here, and a lot of people only stay on their same particular path. But there's much more to life, and understanding that life is like school. You know what I'm saying? Every day is like a pop quiz. Some people can't understand what the beauty of the day is because today is usually a continuation of yesterday. If you think about it, once you get into your mind that every day is a celebration, as we're holding this conversation, as we're live with big platforms, somebody somewhere is taking their last breath. That's a
Mm,
celebration. Somebody somewhere is taking their first breath. That's a celebration. If you've been on any one of your social media platforms, you'll see that somebody's birthday is today, which is another celebration. So when you put it in your mind that each day is it's a celebration, a lot of other things that you're actually finding as distractions is going to make you really understand that today it's a blessing to be alive, baby. You heard me? How y'all feeling today? Y'all talk to me.
Yes, yes. Tommy, you are speaking my language every day that I wake up. That's why I said my mantra today is I am grateful. Every day that I wake up, I am grateful for another day. It's another day for me to celebrate. It's another day for me to look at and where I was yesterday, and it's another day for me to just rise a little bit higher today than I was yesterday. So I'm with you. It's a celebration every day, no matter what's going on, no matter what
mm,
in our lives we may consider to not be so great, but even the things that we are that are not so great, we can learn from those things. And it's a
mm.
blessing to be able to say, I have an opportunity to learn and elevate. So that's that. I'm with you. I'm
Yeah,
totally with
that's a great introduction. I couldn't do no better myself.
you.
You know, positive affirmations are important. But what I really appreciate what you said is basically leaving yesterday back where it's at, you know what I mean, and starting your new days fresh and stop bringing in last week or last month or last year into your present day moment where it actually clouds your judgment, actually strips away the beauty that you have of life right now and not looking to basically try to correct the past by living in the moment of today. I think that was important.
Yes, yes.
See, a whole nother, you got to really think about it. It's a lot of different variables to every situation. You know what I'm saying? You got to really think about it. There's people, most people, let's say most people, usually I'll say some people, but we can go to most people now because I've been doing so much networking. You can say most people or most people that, okay, so let me break it down. I want everybody to understand where I'm coming from. Everybody, everybody has a story. In order for you to get to today, there were certain specific things that had to happen in order for you to become who you already was. Every life trial was strategically created by God to get you to understand that you always was this Nathaniel or always was this Miss Jeannie. You heard me? But at the same time, sometimes, so just like we mentioned, every day is a test. Some people are not learning in that particular structure of classroom because at this particular day and era, I don't believe that all of us are in the same world. They got certain people are having experiences that they continue as a cycle of experiences. But strategically, the reason why they're going through something or going through anything is happening for them, not to them. But there's a lot of people that sit there and they fight against change and they allow themselves to stay on the bench when God is trying to strategically create them or strategically get them to understand, my baby, it was this. I had already put this in you before you came here. You heard me? But you had to see it for yourself. Just like, for instance, just like I told Nathaniel when I first got on here. Now, for those who don't know me, I'm originally from Cecilia, Louisiana, small country town out in the southern parts of Louisiana. I'm an only child. Fast forward, I lost my mom a week before I graduated high school. My dad gave me away that same day. I went to college, graduated college. Fast forward, went back to see my father. I wanted to hold a conversation with him. I wanted him to know that I didn't want him to beat himself up here because he couldn't take care of me. I went to college, graduated, I'm good. The man looked back at me and the man said that he never thought about that. At that particular point in time, that broke me. Now, at this point, this was 4.5 years. Go back to my mom's funeral. I didn't grieve for my mom's funeral because I was trying to be strong for the family. You heard me? Strong for the individuals that are God's soldiers that can't see the hand of God in certain situations. I don't understand. But anyway, let me keep going. So had that conversation with my dad. Now, this is 4.5 years later after my mom's burial. And I finally grieved. But in that grieving moment, I wanted to commit suicide.
Oh.
I had a gun to the head and everything.
Yeah.
You heard me? But there was a voice. I don't know. Hold on just a second, baby. Let me talk. Let me talk. There was a voice. Who are you to take a life that was given to you? Change your whole perspective on everything in life. Who are you to take the life that was given to you? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. As time passed, this was all everybody had the understanding. our 20s, we all pissed away our 20s. You heard me? We was just out doing our thing. I could just about imagine how Miss Jeannie was in her 20s, baby. You heard me? Out there doing your thing.
What? You
Yeah.
can't imagine that. You can't imagine that, man. Fire.
Hey, bell bottoms. You got the bell bottoms on, the platform shoes.
She
you
was
heard
chilling.
me? Yeah.
She was
How
chilling,
did you
man.
know, Tommy?
Yeah. She ain't had that turban on either.
Right. She wasn't rocking. Probably had a big old afro. You heard me? Yeah, you heard me? But here's the situation. This is what I need y'all to understand.
Oh, man.
In 2020 was pandemic year. Conversation that I had with my dad previous years before. Can y'all still hear me?
Definitely.
Yes, go
Y'all
right
can still
ahead.
hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
clear, loud and clear, brother.
Same conversation I had with dad previous years, telling him I didn't want him to beat himself up here because he couldn't take care of me. 2020, I end up beating myself up here and put myself through depression and ended up contracting a heart attack. You heard me? So people, anybody that's out there, I need y'all to understand your story is very important, especially or one of those who still has parents and y'all still don't even know what your parents' story is. Your parents' story is the why you went through what you're going through, because strategically there's blessings that they can't live to see. So certain situations has to fall on you because you are part of that lineage. You heard me? Some of y'all, some people like Miss Jean, you got to think about it. Some people are out there who have been adopted and they don't know who their parents are. And since they don't know who their parents are, they don't know where they come from. And when you don't know where you come from, you got to seek that higher power, baby. You heard
That's
me?
right.
And as you
That's
seek that higher power, going to break down the details of things that you didn't understand when you were in those early years towards where you're at now. Because at this point, people, I can tell y'all that my mom's life was a sacrifice in order for me to live. Now, for me to say that, our only child, I'm 39 years old. It's been 21 years since she's been gone. My father is still here, but guess what? There's things he's doing with me that he can't die. He had to live to see. So I'm his lifeline, people. If you start getting that understanding that certain things that you do affect the individual around you, just like, for instance, there's blessings that you have that certain characters in your story live to see, or certain characters' story has to live to see. The world gonna become a better place because all this finger pointing. You heard me? Think about it like this: as you navigate through the social media streets, you see all these people, they get out of relationship, they start pointing fingers, all these individuals are this, all these, and of course, men don't do that. Right there, we don't get into all that. We ain't gonna say, oh man,
Wait a minute.
all that.
Wait a minute.
Gina, you know we cry in the dark. You know we cry in the dark.
Go ahead, Tommy. Go ahead.
You got two individuals that don't have no goals in life that get together and they try to create a relationship. And it doesn't work because what? Where are we actually going? There's no structure. There's no leadership. There's nothing but lust in that particular situation. And once it's over, people want to point fingers. Life is not about pointing fingers, because if you're not understanding God's design on your particular life, then all you're going to do is go through the motion. Miss Jeannie, they got women that's out there that have been losing their whole family lineage. All the women in their family has been losing to one spirit, to the point to where they done got so defeated in one spirit that Big Mama was single for the past 10 to 15 years of her life. And then there started the lineage on all women in that area, all women in their family being single, because that one spirit that nobody understood. Until you understand spirits and understand that spirits jump, and it don't matter what you got as far as this new person. If you treat every situation the same way, you're gonna continue to get the same results. Oh, you know what? I think that he gonna be the one. You know what I'm saying? We gonna live happily ever after. But my baby, you still giving that same self, your same self, to every new man. That's not gonna work in your favor until your mindset get built. Your mindset gonna give you this only that one type of man. Outside of that, when you meet other men that actually have things going for themselves, you ain't even know how to hold a conversation with them. You heard me? Let me let y'all get some of this action, man.
No, Tommy, I just want to say again, you are spot on. And I want to acknowledge my friend Regina. Regina has been such a supportive person. And she had said that she loves you, Tommy. And we have put that up there that and so I just want to acknowledge her and thank you, Regina, for always being supportive and always being there. So thank you for being here with us. Now back to you, Tommy. Okay, you're spot on. You are spot on. I use myself as an example, and I talk about my story about going through a lot of different abusive relationships, going through, one man after another that treated me the same way. And I had to stop and say, what was it about me? And I had to start taking responsibility for where I was in this story and start to look at me and start to understand that my mother had gone through the same thing, my father being abusive and all. And I realized that I had to be the one to stop the cycle, that cycle of going from man to man that was abusive, and understand that I had to change that narrative, that it was up to me. It was my mindset. It was what I had to do to assume responsibility for where I am. So you're right. And I could point fingers at my mom, my dad, the men that abused me. I could point fingers at them, but no, I chose to forgive. I decided to forgive. I decided to free myself in that forgiveness. And by doing that, I was able to shift into that positive side instead of dwelling on the negative side, and be thankful for where I am today, and understand that all those experiences that I went through, they were setting me on the path of where I am today. So I am so thankful for everything. I am thankful. I am grateful. Now it's you, Nathaniel. Your thought.
Yeah, definitely. And even speaking from a man perspective, as men, we go through a lot of challenges in this world, and a lot of these things
Let me
we don't
cut you off,
bring.
my brother. Let me cut you off, my brother.
Oh, you.
Because I told Miss Jeannie I was gonna do this. Check this out, Miss Jeannie. This man that's next to you, I have been working on him for quite some time. To the point to where I had to leave him be. I had to remove him from the wing, because I wanted him to see it for himself, that what we're doing right now, we could have been doing this last year when we met, or 2 years ago when we met. I'm not sure what the actual time is, but Miss Jeannie, your particular story is the same story Nathaniel had.
I
When
know.
that's good. When it comes towards that
Okay, your
time that
audio.
he had to go in, that time he understand that the man today bars. But at the same time, in that moment, because everything else, it wasn't catching his attention. So it had to happen strategically that way. But at the same time, it doesn't define you as an individual. Because at the same time, there's women. It's about us men too. But sometimes us men, just like you was about to say, we hard-headed. You heard me? Think about it like this. If you had a woman that said, Nathaniel, you're not a good father. Nathaniel, you're not a good husband. Nathaniel, you're not a good boyfriend. That's their thoughts. That's not how God sees you. Some people can't understand the actual process that us men or us women have to go through in life in order to get to that point to where we do have an understanding of our purpose. But it was mentioned, you people together that don't have a purpose. What's the actual purpose of every new person that you meet in this particular world? You got to treat it like fishing, because we're all storytellers. You heard me? That's what we do. We all storytellers. There's people that'll tell you their story, but if you go and hold a conversation with them out their story, they've been playing this same radio station, the same songs, the same words. They know all the words to this particular song. Or if you attempt to help them to come out of hell and let them know there's at least, each one of us here, we have at least 10,000 people to reach. At least 10,000 people to strategically in about 6 or 7 now, Nathaniel. They got people that's about to fall into depression. They're going to fall into depression because they're going somewhere. They're scheduled to go somewhere tomorrow that they don't want to go. But strategically, these 48 hours on the weekends, they do absolutely nothing. And they've been doing it for X amount of years. Now, how am I going to tie all that into what I was just talking to you about? Strategically, the 9 to 5 is nothing but an open prison sentence. So just think about it like time I heard that's left in the world, I start to think, okay, it's not just the men that's incarcerated, that's in prison, and in the prisons of their minds. There's individuals that's out in the world and they're incarcerated in the prisons of their minds to where they don't want to learn nothing new anyway. You heard me? So think about it. If anybody ever told you that you was less than, now this can be your mama, a character in your story. This can be your daddy, a character in your story. This can be your wife, a character in your story. Because at the same time, the marriage is nothing but an investment. And then guess what? There's people that'll never start a business, but they supposedly married. So what happens when somebody die off? You go get you another one. You get you another wife, get you another husband, whatever situation. It wasn't for Miss Jeannie to be here for the rest of her days because her husband is no longer here. I'm sure that he's going to agree. You want that woman to be happy. So when it comes to situations where people are the reason why some people give up on businesses, give up on life, whatever the situation is, you have to understand that's a spirit that's just trying to keep you from your goal that you said you was going to do or said you was going to have. You heard me? My brother.
Yeah.
Your future is bright, baby. You heard me? Your future is bright. It can be whatever you decide to be. But as long as you allow that rear view mirror to be a crutch, my brother, they got other things that we got to do, baby. It's all about collaboration, trying to figure out how can we reach the most potential people, because they're out there. Those that are interested in new types of teachers, they're out there. We just got to go get them. Come on with it. Let me hear what you got.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Yesterday, I had a great eye opener yesterday, and it basically touches on the topic we're talking about now. I reached out to an old friend, he crossed my spirit, crossed my mind, and I said, let me reach out to him and talk to him, whatever. And I was floored. By the time I left that conversation, I was floored because he told me, we used to study the Bible together, and things of that nature. He told me, I don't believe in God anymore, right? God doesn't exist, right? And it rocked me to the core where I started seeing like, wow, as a man, I have to change my inner projections and also the outer forces that surround me. That's not even going in the direction that I'm actually going in because I believe in the Lord. I believe in the Most High. And the fact that he said he believed in the Most High really, basically put me in realignment, so to speak, to show me that I'm on the right path of my life, regardless of what I have experienced and what I'm going through. I'm still on that right path because I'm still reaching towards my higher power. I'm still reaching for that great connectivity that actually brought me into the world. So that, and what you said as far as like we let other people or other situations to determine our future, and rob us of our gifts, and I feel like this brother got robbed from a gift that was given to him, and he allowed himself to get robbed from that. And it really took me aback, and it really showed me that because you may feel that you have these materialistic things, possessions and things of that nature, a beautiful wife, a car, a house, and stuff like that, does not mean you're going in the right direction, right? Because if you're not believing in the spirit of you're not believing in the spirit of your creator, what direction you actually going in. And once you said again, we had no more connection according to purpose.
Just
Nathaniel,
like this, there's a saying. You got it, Miss
What's the
Gina?
saying? No, we ain't hear it. Say it again.
There's a there's a saying. If you stand for nothing, you fall for it. So just think about it. When this gentleman, y'all spent time together. Y'all was in the word together. But at the same time, you the horse to water, make him drink. You heard
That's
me?
right.
So
That's right.
with him telling you that he don't believe in the high power, the question is, what is the spirit trying to tell me in this moment? Obviously, our seasons have changed, but
That's correct.
strategically, there's people that these individuals in their season, and they keep them in there for too long, and their spirit becomes a. We didn't have the pandemic. Some people still going to the church setting. Some people decided to start watching church online. But in the moments of watching church online, there's still no commitment to the online service because what you do with one thing, you do with everything. Some people are existing, just like for instance, tomorrow, somebody's going to start a job for the first day tomorrow. Now, depending on what their mind allows, it may say 6 months to a year to actually learn their position. Now, what's going to happen is once they learn the position, they're going to start to just exist in the position. And whatever you do with one thing, you do everything. So with them existing in the job, they start to exist in the relationship. And things start to take a toll on the relationship because now what's really the structure? But when there's both sides are building other people's dreams, you heard me? Those particular relationships tend to work. You heard me? So really just sit back and just think about everything that we see. Everybody is not in the same world. We're in the
That's right.
same world, but we're not experiencing the same world.
yes. I wanted to say and make a comment, Nathaniel, on what you said about your friend, because I was at that point in one time in my life where I questioned the existence of God. I had become an agnostic, and I said I was questioning, and I came to realize I had a very dramatic experience where God uh, kind of touched me upside the head, slapped me a little bit and said, I am real. And I had to acknowledge and say, okay, God, I got it. I understand. But what had happened to me was I let what man had done to me shake my faith in God. It wasn't God. It was, I was looking at man and judging God on my experiences with other human beings. And I had to say, okay, I have to develop an up close relationship with my creator and focus on my creator and not focus on the shortcomings that I see in other people and think that that's a reflection of my creator. So this person, or people, when they say I don't believe in God anymore, they're letting their pain, the pain that life has given them, they're letting that cloud their understanding of who and what God is. So, I pray that whoever this individual is will have that experience in life that will shake them to the core to help them to understand that our creator is real. But we sometimes let go ahead, Tommy.
Here's the situation. I hope that whoever that individual is, I hope that he listens to this particular segment. Miss Jeannie, Nathaniel, if you ever had those particular thoughts about God, you have to really sit back and think about it. There's 8 billion people in the ground. I know Miss Regina gonna like this. There's 8 billion people in the ground. There's 8 billion people in the world. And not one of those people have your same fingerprint. So who can do all that? Who can you think that can do all that? For these individuals that operate out of independence, they're their own people, they're their own thinking, and they just think whatever they see, that's all it is. It doesn't work in business. There's a lot of businesses that are struggling because individuals are trying to work off of independence alone. Baby, you can't go far by yourself. You have to have a team of individuals. Now, God gives you a team of individuals if you put yourself out there, because strategically ain't nobody looking for you. You can do whatever you want. Ain't nobody gonna ever look for you until you put yourself out there. Me and Sean, we went through that particular season where we're trying to express going live is the actual thing to do. But within going live, you're going to reach people that you didn't even know that was watching you. You heard me?
Mm-hmm.
There are certain people that still struggle. Miss Jean and Mr. Nathan, there's people that's out there that still believes that networking is putting your business in your story, putting a post on your page, and then hoping for somebody to reach out to them. Miss Jean, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pray tonight. You heard me? And I'm going to post tomorrow. And I hope that God going to send me a sign. No, baby, God bless his effort. You put yourself out there in order to get what it is that you want. But in order to do that, you have to treat your social media platforms like gardens where you plant, you cultivate, and you harvest. Think about it. There's people that plant on a day-to-day basis to some old seeds. You heard about, we was talking about the platform shoes, the mud and the mud, you know what I'm saying, all that. There's some old seeds out there. Them people not trying to change nothing about themselves, and you're trying to promote your business to somebody who had already decided that they're just waiting to die.
Oh.
And then it becomes a pressure on yourself. You know what I'm saying? The pressure starts to come on yourself because now you don't believe that the business will work. Now you don't believe in yourself that you can actually change the narrative, when all in all you can, baby. You just got to keep on pushing. You got to remove these people that don't want nothing out of life as close. But if you got my phone number, I don't feel like we should be connected on social media. unless you have that one of them type of relationships with me. I'm in the season where I don't hang with nobody that's not willing to change or not willing to help me think about the different things within the change. You heard me? There's so many people that's just stuck on their same thought. I can only do this. I was told I can only do this. So anything outside of that box, they don't see themselves doing. And it's frustrating when you hold a conversation with a beautiful person, a beautiful soul, Ms. G, and that
Yes.
soul don't have nothing coming out of it. But as soon as some type of turmoil come out, da 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 da. So what is your 5-year goal? I never thought about that. Oh my goodness. Hey man. My people. You have to have you gotta keep treating your garden. You gotta keep remember back in the day, Big Mom used to go out there and pull them little weeds out the garden. You heard me used to be playing outside or whatever the deal is. She pulling weeds. That's how you gotta treat your social media. Move on from these people that don't want nothing out of life, because at the same time, you can't help everybody. We're not designed to be God. We're only designed to see, pay close attention, and keep on moving. You can't keep bringing the same people into every season and expect change. You heard me?
Yes. Yes.
If
And you know
if
what,
you
Tommy?
expect change,
When you use that garden analogy, I grew up in the country too. And see, this is something probably Nathaniel does not know. Both Tommy and I are from the same neighborhood. We're both from Louisiana. We were
Nice.
just down the street from each other. And I grew up in the country. And when he uses that garden analogy, I remember my mother having a big garden. And sometimes she would plant like greens. But in order for the her to have a good crop, sometimes she had to thin out her greens. She would pull out some of the greens so that the other ones would have room to grow. And it's the same way in our life. Sometimes we have to pull up and pluck up those things that are stunning our growth. That means letting go of certain things. So that's what I hear when you talk about that, Tommy.
Yes, I think it's really important to really, from even the conversation I had yesterday, is to see what's in your garden, you know, and if it's not producing, you have to release it, from your life. You know what I mean? And you want to stay connected to people because you call them friends or families or loved ones or things of that nature. But as Tommy said, if the potential of growth, is not prevalent, and if they're not basically provoking you to grow, they're not motivating you to grow, then I mean that they basically dead fish in the water. And we don't really need dead fish in the water because you're not supposed to eat none of that dies of itself, right? And that's even dealing with people, when they basically make sacrifices against their own lives, and uproot themselves from the earth. It's impossible, sometimes maybe improbable, for you to actually replant them back into the earth, right? You pluck that green up, you can't replant it back into the earth. It's already plucked up, it's out of the root, right? And now you could just throw it away, right? And it's not basically saying like throw away people, but it's actually about preserving your own existence, right? Making sure that your existence is purposeful, and that's extremely important. Is actually going to allow us to actually move forward in this life and do some phenomenal things, not only in the lives of ourselves, but also in the lives of others that we come into contact with that want to basically be a part of the earth and the cultivation of the earth, and not those that basically squander from the earth and just take from the earth and basically spat it back out.
these are people that you want to stay far away from. You want to stay far away from individuals who pass the buck. If I have a conversation with you and in that conversation I ask you about something and you tell me, oh, you know what, I know somebody else, I'm gonna get back with you. Move on from the people. These are people that you strategically have in your garden that's not giving no particular vegetation to your garden. You know what I'm saying? It's all about life. Life will add dirt to the seed because we are the seed. As you sitting inside the dirt, you're supposed to be manifested. And next thing you know, you may sprout out of the ground. God didn't give, just like the tree stump. You got this tree stump, they beautiful. They say you should have planted a tree 25 years ago, that type of situation. God gave us legs to continue to move forward. And in that moving forward, just like they say, a shark that swims backwards, it dies. So each morning you should be thinking, where am I swimming backwards at in my life? And in that area, I'm looking for someone who has that area as a strength. And that's who I need to connect to in this season. But strategically, some people just want to be the smartest person in the room. My baby, how that's treating you? Where is that getting you? You heard me? The smartest one in the room is usually wanted to be the ones that want to be in the back in the crowd. Think about it. As you're prospecting through social media, the head person that you're looking at, if that person tends to always be in the back of the picture, that person will not be good for business because they're waiting. They're okay with being in the back. But what happens in the back inside the jungle? I asked a lady that the other day. I said, what happens when you're in the back of the pack in the jungle? She was like, I don't know. I know what's gonna happen if you're in the back. With a lion chasing it. Oh, my baby, your lunch.
Go get you nice first.
You're the first person to go. These are individuals. They're telling you that they're not the right person to hold a conversation with.
That's right.
You heard me? You got to move on. You got to plug these people out your garden because you got to think about the algorithm. The algorithm is going to keep you either in the game or out the game, depending on how you choose to look at it. Because I'm still wondering, how is there people with 5,000 friends on Facebook and they're not even in business? You don't even have nothing to offer these people. So why do you have 5,000 people sitting in your garden and you don't have nothing to offer? You ain't got nothing to feed them. You ain't got nothing to clothe them with. You ain't got nothing to help none of their families with, but you connected to all these individuals. I don't get it. You got to pay a closer attention to them too. If you run across somebody with almost maxed out 4,900 friends on Facebook, ask them what business opportunity that they got going on. What business opportunity? The conversation is over with. Got to keep moving. Don't sit there and allow your spirit to come down to a low vibration on behalf of holding a conversation with somebody that ain't got no goals, that don't see the things that's actually taking place in the world. You heard me? There's money out here for everybody. You just got to understand that there's going to be a journey to get to it. There's people that's out there, they don't know how to find business partners. The reason why they don't know how to find business partners is because they only believe in their upline like that's God. That's not the actual God. That was only God using that person to get you to step out and believe in yourself to be able to be in the rankings to build a business. That upline situation, that didn't have nothing to do with that. Oh, I forgot to mention, man, I know I ain't never said that. I told my people in my private group on Facebook, if any of y'all on Facebook, man, y'all jump into my private group. We got some we doing testimonies inside that group. Miss Muhammad, they got a lady that did a testimony yesterday. My baby, you got to hear this. Listen.
Oh, I heard. Wait a minute, Tommy. Was that the lady with the HIV?
Yes.
Yes.
That woman has a calling on her life. People, listen. Let me. Y'all don't understand the story. Y'all can come inside the group and watch that particular testimony. There's certain things that has to happen in order for God to catch your attention, and those things may be connected to people that's close in order for you to see Him in every single thing. This may be a situation you got to have family members that pass. But at the same time, Miss Muhammad, some people just don't want to be a diamond, baby. And everybody is a diamond. But at the same time, it takes a lot of pressure to create that diamond. So when you have XYZ amount of things that keep happening back to back, oh, my mama done died, my brother done died, my sister done died, and that ain't nothing but the devil trying to strategically make you quit, because he knows the assignment that God has on your life, baby. And if you just stay strong and connect with people that's been in the struggle, because everybody going through something. You heard me? This social media stuff got people believing that everything is beautiful, but these people go home to be miserable. You heard me? So just think about it. Everybody is going through something. You're not in, baby. You connect with other individuals that's going to speak life into that situation. Miss Muhammad, I'm trying to figure out how that woman don't have 1 million views on that live right there.
I
She did
know,
that back.
I know. You know what, Tommy? What you're saying is so true. But see, sometimes, and this is just what I believe. Sometimes people don't want to face certain things, and so they find it hard to listen to a story such as that because they don't want to see that God has given them a story also, and they don't want to some of us just want feel good stories. Some of us don't want to hear about the pain and the misery and the suffering that some people go through to get where they are. Some of us don't even see all of that as a blessing. They don't understand that what they're going through now, the pain, the suffering, and as you said, the people dying and the people leaving their lives, they do not understand that as a blessing. I think we just lost Tommy.
Yeah, we lost Tommy. Hopefully
Okay.
he come back in.
I see Jessica Souls on here, and thank you for Jessica for being here with us. But what Tommy was saying is so true, Nathaniel. Sometimes we do not see the trials and the tribulations that we're going through. We don't see them as blessings.
Yeah. And I also wanted to say too that a lot of times when people expose things to you, right, that actually shifts, basically like in contrast to your direction. I believe that is also there to stop you in your tracks in the direction that you're going, right? And to
Right.
make you start questioning basically like what direction you're going in because they're no longer on that path with you. They're no longer, seeking that direction as well. And you start saying, well, why am I seeking that direction? Right? What
Right.
what 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 is the purpose for me to continue in this direction if this individual that I knew or stuff like that is no longer in that direction? So it's really about being careful about who you actually give your power to and your energy to in the world because they actually can rob you of your innate gifts, right? And you got to be really, really careful. This is one of the things that Tommy was telling me about when we first connected, when he actually just called me out the blue. So this Tommy with that deep voice, powerful voice from Texas. I was like, oh man, this is my boy Tommy, right? And I had to start paying attention to what Tommy was saying to me because it was true. It was a fact that I was actually hiding in the shadows. I wasn't bringing myself to my full potential, and it's something that he pointed out to me, and I actually respect him for that. I love him for that because a lot of men will not tell another man about what's going on in their lives, what direction they see for their lives, what energy or purpose that they see that's exuding from that man. And because of that lesson, I'm able to reconnect with my purpose, but also to share these gifts with other people as well, other men as well, and tell them, yeah, man, I see that you have a sound potential, but you hide behind your bulletproof vest, right? And now it's time for you. It's time for you to come out, take these chances in your life and be who you're supposed to be in the world because there's only going to be one of you. You got one fingerprint that no one else has in the world, which actually shows that you as an individual are unique and that you have to move yourself in your unique purpose so you can appreciate the purpose of your life.
And I just want to say, because it's our time, and I want to give Tommy his props too, because you're saying that, Nathaniel, it was the same with me. Tommy is the reason that I finally decided to go live because I was so camera shy that I did not want to put myself out there because whenever I was on camera, I started picking myself apart. I would always find things that was, I'd say, oh, look at this, look at that. That doesn't look good. You're not sounding right. You don't look right. And Tommy said to me, Miss, when are you going to go live? When are you going to go live? And finally, I just decided to, I'm going to do it. And the first time I went live, Nathaniel, I forgot to push the live button, and it was just a blank screen. And I put it out there, and I called Tommy, and I was like, Tommy, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Oh,
It's
God.
out there, and I don't know how to take it back. I don't know how to. And Tommy told me what I needed to do. So I just want to say thank you, Tommy, for pointing out to me that I was letting my self-limiting beliefs, I was letting that mindset that I had stop me from opening up a whole new world, and so thank you. And that's I just want to say that about Tommy.
Hey, I almost forgot, Miss Gina, Miss Regina, Nathan. Hey, almost forgot that what I'm saying, I gave y'all a little Tony Sashery with y'all
Yeah.
going. Give you a
Yeah.
little season. Think about it.
Yeah.
It's a much beautiful world on this side of those thoughts, because God, by design, God gave us the opportunity to choose. Now, in every choice, you have two doors. Behind each door, there's going to be a test. Now, if you're willing to pass the test, you'll go to the next level, but there's always a next level. Just like with just a little while ago, the devil, he get mad every time I really start getting into it, and then he take me off the camera. The devil
Yeah.
already know he can kiss my ass. You heard, man? He already know how I feel about it. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this, people. I got one more thought, and I'm gonna close. You heard, man? This is something that I've been strategically thinking about for the past few weeks. And y'all know how they say heaven on earth? So what if this was our heaven? What are you actually bringing to heaven on a day-to-day basis? Are you actually doing all that you can? Or are you just sitting back and waiting to die? Because that's all. There's only one or two. It's only a choice. You got one door, two door. That's all it is. Door one, door two. Are you doing all that you can here in heaven, or are you just strategically just waiting to die? There's nothing more than that. There's nothing else to life than that. When you stop allowing yourself to understand, you know how they say it, once you stop learning is when you die. Sometimes that's at 18. Sometimes that's at 16, because some people don't graduate high school. They feel like they got it figured out. I just found out one of my little cousins supposedly quit school 2 years ago. I'm like, but I've been seeing them at the family gas. Nobody told me nothing. You know what I'm saying? When there's a situation like that, you can't judge that situation, because God is doing something right there that some believers won't pay attention to. You know, if you understand, life is about family and friends. And those family and friends, they're strategically created to make the seed stop growing, to make the seed quit. Because every minute on the day, there's a baby that's born around the country. That baby has no idea what racism is. That baby's going to be taught what racism is by the characters in that baby's story. So just think about it. For those of y'all who strategically allow yourself to sit on the bench and watch everybody else win, you don't want to go live. You don't want to connect with other people that's actually doing something with themselves because you don't feel like you're going to fit in. In order to have those multiple streams of income, you got to have multiple sets of friends doing multiple things. You can't keep bringing Tyrone or Peanut or Elizabeth or Debrica in every one of you see. Y'all not even making no money together. Who did y'all go hang with this weekend that y'all don't make no money with? And that's the people that call you every weekend. Girl, let's go do this, let's go do that. And you're in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead and you go run it. You forget about all your goals. You forget about all them other weekends that you wasted. There's somebody that's in the hospital right now that wish they had your opportunity. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I appreciate y'all for having me, man. It's definitely a blessing. I'm ready when y'all ready. Whenever y'all ready. You know, I told Miss Gina, I stay ready so I don't have to get ready, baby. Whenever y'all ready for me, I'm ready. You heard?
Yeah, we're coming for you. We definitely coming for you. This was actually a great pleasure to reconnect with you, Tommy. And yeah, I'm basically overwhelmed, to see that you're doing some amazing things out here. You're changing lives. You actually changed minds as well, and Jeannie's as well. So yeah, we definitely coming for you. Relink with you. Get a part of things that you're cooking up, right? Because
Check this out.
it's a great thing.
You ever been? Think about this. When's the last time you've been inside a cemetery and you just navigating, just looking around? There's people that's in the cemetery that nobody even knew they came to this world.
Yeah.
Think about this. The decisions that we make today, this is something that we used to say back in the day. The decisions that we make today has the potential to dismantle our families 7 generations from now. 7 generations before you, who are those people that were here? Some people have no idea who was here 7 generations before them. You want to know why? Because those people that was here before you lived the same lives that you choosing to live. And after you come and go, and even remember that you were here. So all that complaining and all that stuff that most people doing that they don't understand, anything in confusion is the devil, baby. He is the author of confusion. Wherever you confuse that in your life is where you allow the devil in. And once he's in, I believe, Miss Jeannie, that the devil has done certain things in certain families so many years ago to where he don't have to touch certain families because the older generation gonna continue to talk the next generation out of the goal of understanding the purpose. And when that happens, this can be a long lineage of time to where people believe that that's life. That's not life, baby. Life is, hey, y'all gonna make me stop.
Okay, Tommy, you know what? Nathaniel and I always say the sins of the fathers are visited on the children. The sins of the fathers are visited on the children. And sometimes we do not understand that whatever we're putting out today, we may think that we have gotten away with something, but it is what a legacy that we are leaving for the generations that will come after us. Okay. What I'm going to do, Tommy, stay with us for our the end. Again, I just want to thank you for who you are. I just feel that you have been a blessing in my life. You've been a blessing in a lot of people's lives. And so all I can say is I take my hat off to you, and I am just thankful. I am grateful for you.
That's right. Same here.
Hey, we can go to the top. We can go to the top if you're not afraid, baby. You heard me?
That's right. That's right. What we're going to do now, Tommy, is I take us into a period of thankfulness and meditation where we take time to just breathe and we take time to meditate on where we are and be thankful for where we are. And so I just want to say the music that I am going to play is we don't have the rights to this music, but we're going to use this to take us into a space where we can slow down and we can just be grateful. Close your eyes wherever you are. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. and let it out slow. Take a deep breath and let it out slow. Relax. Relax. Take a deep breath. Let it out slow. Relax the top of your head. Relax your face. Come on down and relax your arms. Relax your fingers. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Come on down and to your legs. Relax your legs. Relax your toes. Relax. Take a deep breath and let it out slow. I'm going to count backwards from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath. Let it out slow. Open your eyes. Slowly open your eyes. Open your eyes and be in the moment. Thank you. Peace and bliss.
blessings. Good
Peace.
day, y'all. Peace and blessings.